In the last video, we installed Stable Diffusion using Docker Desktop with no code and no terminal. In this video, we're going deeper. We're going to install Stable Diffusion using a single Docker command to enable the GPU support so you can see the speed difference. We're going to walk through the interface, download and switch new models, and explain the most important settings. This is all beginner friendly and built step by step. This is systems from scratch. Let's get started. First things first, open Docker Desktop and ensure it's running. We're going to install Stable Diffusion using one command. You don't need to understand this yet, just follow along. Firstly, click the terminal and you'll see the following terminal appear. If this is your first time using the terminal, you may have a button appear that says Enable the terminal. Just click that to get started. Once ready, copy the code in the description of this video or just type what you see on the screen. To give an understanding on what this code does, the GPU's OR is what enables the GPU on our system. The stable-diffusion-data is the volume we created on the previous video, and we're linking that to the config file. The ports 9000, 3000, 3001, these were the ones we've written on the previous video. We're just doing it again here. And the name after that, which would stable-diffusion, that is the name of the container that we are creating. If you haven't seen the video previously when we created the container, the volume, and downloaded the image, click the video above or in the description and come back here once you've viewed that. If not, you can still follow this along and it will automatically create the volume for you. Once you type the above, just press enter. Now this is going to start creating the container. And if you've followed the previous video, the volume would already be there, so it'll link up to the volume that was already there. To view the status of it, you can just close the terminal, click Stable Diffusion, and just view the logs. This will just continually go until it has been created. Just a note, the command that we have written is to enable the GPU for NVIDIA GPUs. If you're unsure what GPU you are using, just open the Task Manager, click Performance, click the GPU, and you'll see whether you're using a NVIDIA, AMD, or any other GPU. Once that is completed, you'll see the above screen. If you scroll up a little, you will see Easy Diffusion is ready to serve requests. So now that the container has been created, you can go back to view the container, click Show All Ports, and then open port 9000. Or you can just go to your web browser and go to localhost:9000. Once you do that, the following screen will display. Here you'll be able to generate any images you'd like. Stable Diffusion looks complicated, but you only need a few parts. Focus on the prompt box, the Make Image button, the model selector, and the basic settings. Everything else can be ignored for now. Now this section here, this is where you describe what you want. Keep it simple. For example, a cozy cabin in the forest, cinematic lighting, digital art. Clear descriptions work better than complex prompts. Now, as an example, from our previous video, we generated a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse, and it took around 2.5 minutes. That was using the CPU. Now, with what we have just done, we are going to generate it using the GPU, and if we click Make Image, this will work in only a few seconds once it's ready. So as you can see now, only a few seconds to run rather than 2.5 minutes on the previous CPU version. And as you can see, the image is not the best. Occasionally you will not get that well images. So if we generate it again, this is where the model is important. Well, as you can see here, we have generated the same image twice. The reason they are identical is because the seed, so the random number, the randomness of it, is not random. We just have it set to 0. So if we randomize it, every time we make an image, the seed will be different, so therefore certain parts will be different. As you can see here, it's a completely different image than the first two. Still, the images are not good. That's because of the model we are using. Now, models define how Stable Diffusion thinks. Different models are trained on different styles. Some are realistic, some are anime, some are artistic. You can switch models at any time as long as they're compatible. You can do that by clicking the models dropdown and selecting the model you want to use. Now currently with Stable Diffusion you'll only get the following model, SDV15. What we're going to do now is download a new model. Now to download a new model, go to the following website that's written on the screen and the above will appear. Once you are on the site, you will need to create an account so you can download new models. It is completely free and you can download as much as you'd like. Once you are here, click the Models tab to view the available models. Once you're on the model section, we can filter to certain models. For us, what we're going to do, I'm just going to search for the time period of all time using the file format Safe Tensor and SD 1.5. This will ensure that it is compatible with Stable Diffusion. Once you've selected those filters, you'll see the above models available. Here you can download any model you'd like that may suit the style that you're trying to go for. So what we're going to do first is download Dreamshaper. So just click Dreamshaper, and once you are ready, just click the download button here. The file we're downloading is around 2 gigs, so it may take a little bit. Once it's completed downloading, you'll see the following file. Now, to do this, you would need to put it in a folder called stable-diffusion. And as you can see, it's Dreamshaper_8.safetensors. So if we minimize Dreamshaper, now we're on Easy Diffusion. Now we'll just go to Docker Desktop and open Stable Diffusion. Go to Files and scroll down until you see the config folder, which is linked to the volume we created. In the config file, let's go down to Models. In the Model folder, you'll see Stable Diffusion. And this is where we put the models. Now if you right click Stable Diffusion and click Import, you won't be able to select the file. So what we're going to do, instead of doing that, to upload the file, which would be the model, to the volume, we're going to right click the Models folder, not Stable Diffusion. We're going to right click Models and click Import. Now we're going to import that folder, Stable-Diffusion. This is the folder that we just downloaded the model into. So what's that going to do is it is going to replace this folder and put the contents of this folder inside this Stable Diffusion folder. It will keep everything that's inside it there as well. So once you've done that, even if you can't see anything, but you are in the Stable Diffusion folder, click Select Folder. Now it's going to copy the files and the directories to this folder. Once it's completed, we'll come back and I'll show you what's next. Okay, now once that file has completely finished, you can view it in the Stable Diffusion. You'll see the previous one here, SDV1-5, and Dreamshaper, which is the one we just downloaded. So to view this in Stable Diffusion, just go back to Stable Diffusion, click the refresh button right next to Models, and then you'll see it here, Dreamshaper. Now select this and you can use that exact same prompt and click Make Image. And now we're going to be using this model to generate a photograph of an astronaut riding a horse. May take a little bit longer, each model takes its own amount of time. And as you can see, we have not a perfect, as you can see, we got a few extra hooves there, but a much better photo of an astronaut riding a horse. Now if we use the same seed of this one, which was this horrible one, here, we'll technically get the same model as this one if we were using the SD model. But now it's a different model, we're using the same random code from that previous poor image, and let's generate another image and see what we get. So it's the same seed as this one. Now that's a much better horse than this one here, and it's using the same random seed number. Now that's how you download and add new models. There are a few other options that are important. One of them are image sizes. As you can see below here, we have image size of 512 by 512. That is a good size. If you can create bigger photos, 4K images, but it will take longer and it will use more memory. You can always start small, remember the seed number, and regenerate that same image at a larger size if you are happy with the image that's provided. Now the sampler controls how the image is built. Think of it as the drawing method. So we're just going to leave this as a default Euler ancestral, but you can click this question mark to view all different models. Now the inference steps controls how long the AI thinks. Too low, it's fast but messy. Too high, it's slow with little benefit. So we're just going to keep this as 25 for now. Now the guidance scale here, which we have at 7.5, this controls how closely the AI follows your prompt. If it's too low, it'll be creative, loose, but if it's too high, it'll be literal, sometimes a bit strange. So we're just going to keep this as 7.5 as a nice little sweet spot. As we discussed previously, the seed controls randomness. The same seed and the same prompt, you will get similar images. So just select random to ensure you are always getting a completely different image. Now as you can see, with GPU support enabled, image generation is noticeably faster. This is because Docker is passing the GPU directly to the container. There is no toggling in any UI, it just works. Now a quick note on models. The file type we recommend is safe tensors, as the one we just downloaded, or you can download .ckpt files. Avoid using SDXL models, experimental or alpha models. They can cause loading errors. So in this video we just installed Stable Diffusion with Docker using one line of command. We went through how to download and switch models, and what important settings actually do, and how GPU acceleration improves performance significantly. If this video helped you, if it answered any of your questions, please like and subscribe and comment what you would like us to do next. Thank you for watching. This is Systems from Scratch, and I'll see you in the next one.